What's up, everybody? I'm Aslan Hajavani, joined by recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, the ultimate Seminoles sports source, Michael Langston. Thanks for being here, everybody. We suggest that you subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll be alerted of this stuff as soon as it happens. But if you were a member of Warchant.com, you'd have seen this, long ago. But welcome on in if you're watching us pretty live or watching us on replay.
Yep.
What else should they do to show some love, Michael?
Always hit the like button. It's always good, especially around these parts lately. You always want to hit the like button, man. It's always been good news. A lot of good stuff going on with FSU. Definitely hit the like button. Helps us promote all these cool features and, even good ones and bad ones. You want to know all the news. You certainly want to hit that like button.
All right, Michael. Florida State likes the portal. They go into it, and they pretty much seemingly get anybody they want. At some point, Shane Beamer's going to have to stick up for pride or something, man. Florida State just continues to pilfer South Carolina. Maybe they needed some help on the defensive line, some might say, coming off the edge.
Yeah,
Check that
yeah,
off the box.
yeah. South Carolina defensive end Gilbert Edmond. They love South Carolina, man.
Yep.
They just love the South Carolina players. For those that haven't kept track of it, Jamie Robinson, obviously
Yeah.
Jaheim Bell, Kier Thomas, now Gilbert Edmond,
Jasmine
um,
Turntine.
Jasmine Turntine. So they certainly do well, and not only they get players from South Carolina, these players do well. So if you're looking for something that makes you feel good about the pickup, even with what FSU does such a phenomenal job with evaluations, that should get you. If you need something like karma or something like that to make you feel good, that's kind of what usually happens. But yeah, good, a really good edge guy. I've liked this kid for a while. I've watched a lot of his film. Obviously, he officially visited last Thursday. He's originally from Fort Pierce. He's a guy that I don't think he's like an instant impact like pass rusher, but I do think he's a very solid guy that's going to help you in the 1-2 deep. You have Derek McClendon over there. Maybe he challenges Derek for reps and stuff like that. Obviously, you have Verse on one side, so Verse is going to be the guy. But I think this guy's going to add a lot. I love his motor. I love the way he uses his hands. He's certainly effective in space. So I think he's going to be a really strong addition for FSU in that defense line because I think they wanted, even though Verse came back, I think they wanted somebody that is going to take pressure, but that's also different from Derek and Jared. Not just, I mean, I think Verse is like 6'3", and I think McClendon's around that too, and so I think they wanted somebody with more length and also somebody that could do different things than what McClendon and Verse do, and I think they wanted to just make this pass rushing group a very elite and very unique group of guys.
Yeah, man. This past season, 39 total tackles, 9 TFLs, 2 sacks for him. He was part of the 2020 class. The tweet we had up earlier showed some of the teams that were in contention. So they beat out Florida, Ole Miss, and LSU apparently here, Michael.
Yeah, it was mainly Florida and LSU. I think LSU was the main thing. LSU got him a little nervous, over the weekend because he visited there after FSU, and I heard he stayed 3 days, which he didn't stay 3 days at any place. So I think it was kind of a little bit slight concern. Then the next morning, I think I want to say Monday morning, I got a tip that I think he had already signed his financial aid papers, which is usually a good sign to FSU, by the way, that he was coming to FSU. So I felt good about that. And so, but you just heard it back and forth, throughout with FSU and LSU because certainly LSU does good with edge guys as well. So yeah, certainly a talented program. But I think in the end, the development of what FSU does from not just South Carolina but the portal itself, I think really won out for FSU. But just like I said, they're red hot, man. They're on fire. Like they're just. I mean, I don't know if there's a team that's hotter than FSU in the portal right now. There's a lot of teams that have added great players, but it's like I don't know if I can say that I can remember since this portal thing's open that there's very few guys that if FSU targets them, it seems like they always get them. It's like this year. Before there was some misses, but this year there hasn't been a lot of misses. I mean, they have just. I mean, when they put the target lock on, they get the guy, and they've gotten their guy. Just about almost every guy that they've targeted. So Edmond was the guy that I heard was the priority and they coveted. Obviously, he's the only one that visited officially, but there was other guys that they were talking with. So this wasn't just a sole act of just, oh, we're going after Edmond and then putting all our eggs in that basket. I think Edmond was a guy that just really grabbed their attention, as far as what he does on the defense, what he would add to their defense, and I think they also, doing visits with him, just meeting with him. I think Gilbert kind of met that fit for the the culture at FSU of what they're building, and kind of the guys that they brought in for this transfer class, where all of them are in. And before people ask me, yes, Gilbert will be in this week. He has until Friday, I think, to enroll. So I think he will do that, from what I was told. So that is expected. So once he enrolls, I think you'll have all the ones we know right now as far as going into the spring. But they have one last weekend to possibly pull a safety or a linebacker. But I think adding Gilbert is a big deal because it really solidifies your defensive end room.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even mentioned Patrick Payton. So
Yeah,
you got
yeah,
Patrick Payton, you got Jared Verse, Derek McClendon, now
exactly,
Edmond,
exactly.
helping you out there. And then other guys, obviously, they're trying to cultivate and kind of bring along in the process, if you will. Michael, so how did this all come to be then? I mean, how were they able to hold off LSU, ultimately, Florida, other these programs? What do you think was kind of the determining factor? Is it the fact that Mike Norvell's had such great success with guys out of Columbia coming here out of the portal?
I think it's a combination of a few things. One, he's from Fort Pierce, so it's in state, so that's an advantage, and I think he wanted that. But also the other thing was, I think the big thing, just the family when he was around FSU. I think he sensed that some with LSU, but really FSU was just over the top. Was really strong. But and then the two other things you mentioned, one of them, the history of they have with South Carolina. But I think it's the history at that position. Defensive end. I think he saw what FSU did with Kier. They saw what they did with Jermaine Johnson. They've seen what they've done with Jared Verse. A guy that's, and I think it took his notice too when Jared Verse came back. I mean, there was a lot of people that were projecting him first round. I'm skeptical of that first round stuff, but that the point is, that shows you how he's being developed. That he wants to come back, regardless of where Jared would have went in the draft. I think it says a lot about what the program's doing with development, and I think that jumped out to Edmond.
All right, so Florida State hops back in the transfer portal, adds to their already robust class out there. You don't think they're done, though, Michael?
No, they're not done, guys.
Okay.
No, they are not done. I think they're still in the market for a linebacker. I think they're going to be in the market for a safety. I think if I think those are two of the main positions. So let's get that clear right now. Like those are two of, I think, the most important position. And then I think the possibility is they could fill the running back position that Ward left. I think they could also fill the position of offensive tackle. Now I think the running back position is the least likely, less important. But I think offensive tackle is certainly another place. But I think those are the four spots that I've kind of got circled, Aslan. But I think the two that are the most important and the one they are focused on the most and they got their radar on is linebacker and safety, and especially safety because they need a top safety to replace losing Jamie Robinson. They might not get that until the May 1st to 15th window. We'll see if they bring in somebody this weekend. That's really going to be something I'm keeping an eye on since they'll have, I believe, a junior day this weekend on January 14th. So I think they could have some guys in there. But if they don't bring anybody in and they don't get it done by this weekend, I think you'll probably see them, take their time and take it to the May 1st to 15th window, get them a safety, and kind of go from there.
All right, there we go. You see the man on your screen, Gilbert Edmond,
There
Fort
you go.
Pierce, represent, birthplace of your boy, coming home, 6'4", about 250-ish now, according to the South Carolina website. Joins already an extremely talented front four that includes Fabian Lovett coming back, Jared Verse coming back, ACC Rookie of the Year defensively, Patrick Payton, Derek McClendon's got plenty of reps, so things looking really good. And you want to stay connected to warchant.com. We'll have a recruiting chat later on this week with Michael and myself, and plenty over on the premium recruiting board with Michael Langston. Hit the thumbs up on the way out. Michael, thank you, man. Appreciate your time.
Anytime.